Hey everyone, my name is Heba and welcome back. I have two new eyeshadow quads from CLP Peau. They released 12 new eyeshadow quads and I believe they are replacing their old version of the eyeshadow quads. I have to admit, when I saw this, it was like, oh, I want to pick up 3 or 4 of them. But let me tell you, when I saw the price tag, I had sticker shock. Because each one cost $110. Yes, $110 if you buy it with a compact. Because how CLP Peau does it with their eyeshadows, even with their older version, you can buy the refill and then you buy the compact separately, or you can buy it together and it's the same price as if you were buying them separately. Again, I did pick up 2 and I did not buy the compact. These by itself cost $75 each. Yes, in a little plastic compact here. Very luxurious, isn't it? And in order, if you want the case, you pay $35 more, which I just skipped on it. I know, but I guess when I saw the price tag of $110, I just said no. They do come in these little plastic case, which, you know, it protects the shades, it protects the shadows. But again, you're paying $75 for a luxury brand eyeshadow quad, and you're putting it in these little plastic containers. I know. But that's pretty much what I've done with the older version of the eyeshadow quads. And let me go ahead and show it to you. It comes laid out like this in a straight line, and I do have it in this plastic case. Now the old eyeshadow quads, these were $55 compared to it now as $75. And the case for these were $25, and then the case for these now are $35. I know, inflation, but still. And they're blush duos. I also have in the plastic case. I didn't get the cases for them. I know it's a little cheap on my part, but you know, for me, I don't mind putting them in these little plastic cases. The one eyeshadow quad that I do have the compact for is from their, I think it was last year's holiday collection. I believe it was the Constellation of Stars. I mean, that's beautiful packaging. And honestly, I can't remember if I paid for the compact by itself or for the shadows. I can't remember, but this is what that one looks like. And I did do a video on this. Very pretty. But all the others that I have, it's in these little plastic cases, and I thought I might just keep the tradition with these. Now the compacts do look very pretty. I believe it has a mirror and some brushes. Again, there are 12 new quads, and I believe they're all permanent. There's nothing limited edition. Now some of them are sold out already, but I'm pretty sure that they will restock them. And I only got 2 quads, 7 Starlight Splendor and the popular one, 10 Seagrass. So it's kind of hard for me to figure out which one I wanted to get. I know I just wanted 2, and I wanted 10 Seagrass. I want to try that one. And then the other one, I ended up picking 7 because it had a little bit more of a darker tone for it. Because I think the first 3 or 4 would just be a little light for me. And I'm pretty happy with the choices that I did get. I'm pretty happy with it. So these new eye color quads, they are luxuriously pigmented eyeshadow quad featuring a skincare infused primer and 3 finely milled shades for a smooth, long-lasting finish with skincare benefits. It's a hybrid of makeup and skincare that highlights and defines eyes with elegant color for a naturally radiant finish. So let's start with 7 Starlight Splendor. So there's 4 shades in here, and 3 of them are the finely milled shades, and there's one that's a skin infused primer, and that's always on the bottom left. Yes, bottom left. Now the look that I did with this one, I didn't use it as a primer. I use it as I think it was a highlight for the inner corner. But this look that I used with 10, I did use it as a primer, and you'll see. But let me go ahead and swatch 7 for you first. So these 2 are the top row. Oh, let me get you in closer. So again, these are the top 2 shades. This one's a little bit more on the peachy side, and this one's more like my skin tone, which does have a little bit of a peachy brown to it. Now this one's the primer, and then this one's the deep shade. You can see that the primer does have a little bit of a satin finish to it. And from what I could tell, the darker shade's more of a matte, and this one also has a little bit of a sheen to it, and I believe this one's a little bit more of a, not a metallic, but a shimmer. Now let's go into 10 Seagrass. This one's already sold out. I could see why. But again, these are permanent, so they should restock them. So here's the top 2 row. It is very pretty. Does look like seagrass. And I kind of like this shade. It's kind of like an antique copper. Now the primer is more of a creamier finish, whereas the other 3 are finely milled. So here's the primer and the deep shade. Very pretty color story. And again, the primer has more of a satin sheen to it. Again, the deeper shade is matte, and these two are a little bit more metallic-y, shimmery. So let me go ahead and show you the looks that I made with these palettes. I'll show you 7 first, and that's set to music. And then I kind of did almost to get ready with me with this look, because I had some other Clé de Peau products that I wanted to use with this look. It's not a full face, but maybe half face. But let's go ahead and go into them, and I'll see you on the other side. So let's go into 10 Seagrass in its little plastic case. And here's 10 Seagrass. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it now. So here's the top 2 shades. And here's this primer. And then this dark green. So here is 10 Seagrass. I'm still gonna prime my eyes with the Fenty Beauty Eye Primer. I just have to have it all over my eyes, just to kind of camouflage the imperfections in my lids. So for this look, I will use this one as a primer. The previous look, I didn't use it as a primer. And I'm just gonna place this on my lids. See, this is just a little too shiny. It's more of a cream formula, but this is something that I wouldn't use all over my lid. It's a pretty shade though, I have to admit. Very nice. Now I'm going into this matte mossy shade. Place that in the outer corner and in my crease. I'm gonna go into this kind of like an antique copper shade. It does have some shimmer, and place that in the outer corner. Okay, I am kind of seeing that primer shade just kind of creasing up already. Okay, that's not a good sign. Let me go back into that primer shade, and this time using a brush, and see if that will help. Let me just fuse those 2 shades together while I'm at it. Let me go back into this antique copper shade, and maybe I just need to go on top of that primer. Let's hope it doesn't crease up there. Now let me go into this deeper shade. Where should I place this? Let me see what will happen if I just kind of line close to my lash line. No, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the outer corner. Just a little bit. Just to give a little bit of depth. And let me go back into that matte shade and just blend it out. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and use some of the other Clé de Peau products that I have, like the concealer, the foundation, and blush. I don't have a primer from Clé de Peau, so I'll just go ahead and use this one from Chanel. This is the mattifying primer. Let's just go ahead and finish this look on camera. Always like to double up my primers, and let's go into this one by Smashbox, the Photo Finish Primer. Really blurs my pores. For concealer, I'll be using this one, the Radiant Corrector. They also have that stick corrector that's more like a cream. I'm kind of feeling this one today, and it's also the clicker. That's what I call it. I have it in 2 shades, Buff and Hazelnut, and I like to put Buff in the inner and outer, and then Hazelnut in the center. For foundation, I'll be using the Radiant Fluid Foundation in Natural. I also have it in matte, but again, I'm kind of feeling the natural vibe today. This one's in the shade 060 Ochre. I keep wanting to say okra, but it's ochre. Here is what the foundation looks like. Doesn't show texture, doesn't emphasize the pores. Yeah, I do like this foundation. Now let's go underneath the eyes and let's go with this matte shade. And then this deep shade and just place that in the outer corner. Don't have anything else for my eyes from Clé de Peau like brows or liner or mascara. So let me go ahead and do that first and I'll come back and apply the blush. I have two blushes from Clé de Peau, also in these little plastic compacts here. I have 102 and 103. 102 is more pinky and 103 is more peachy. And I see that they're all out of stock, so maybe they are reformulating these like the eyeshadows. But let's go in with 102, the more pinky shade. And here's what it looks like without the plastic container. Let me swatch these two for you. I mean, they are out of stock though. So this one's 102 and this is 103. Barely see it on my hand. But let's go ahead and use this one, 102. And let me go into that deeper pink shade first. Place that more in the back. It didn't swatch very well on my hand, but you can see it on my cheek. And let me go in with the lighter one. Place that in the apples. I mean, the blushes are very pretty, not powdery, just melts into the skin. And I'm really tempted to see if they do reformulate the blushes to see what they look like. Now for highlighter, I'll be using the Illuminizer 103. I believe these came out in their holiday collection. I mean, these are beautiful from Clé de Peau, these Illuminizers. And I do like to use it with the brush that it comes with, very lightly, and then apply and see that highlight. Nope, see, I put too much there. Let me just blend that out with the brush. All right, let me go do my hair and I'll be right back. And here is the finished look. And the lipstick that I use is also from Clé de Peau. This one did come out in their holiday 2022 collection, but this one is one of their permanent shades. It's number 11, Triumphant Tawny. And I wanted to, you know, a nude lip with this eye look, because this one's a little bit more deeper, kind of grungy, kind of dramatic. So I want the, you know, the focus to be on the eyes. So here's Triumphant Tawny. Of course, I need to use a lip liner with this shade. And this one's more of a satin finish. Well, all right, again, here's the finished look using, you know, half face of Clé de Peau products. And what do I think of these eyeshadow quads? Okay, I do like them. I just don't like the price. I mean, YSL just came out with their new eyeshadow quads and those are $68 each. And it comes with its own case. So it's not separately, and the case here is very luxurious. It's that cushion feel, you know, their famous YSL clutch. And the formula in these are beautiful. And I went ahead and picked up the other shades that were in this collection. There's one that I didn't get, the blue one, and I'm okay with that. But these by itself in a little plastic case cost $75. I know what you're thinking. I do buy a lot of luxury brands, but there are times when you just have to say, you know, that's a little too much. That's a little too much. That's just my opinion alone. And then you have the primer. I mean, you can use this one as an eyeshadow, but I think you really can't use it as a transition. And it has some shimmer in there that I can't use it as a primer all over my lid. And I do think that you need to apply a powder on top of it, because I did notice that it was creasing up, but once I put one of the shades on top of it, it just kind of set. So really, this shade, you can only use it one or two ways. For a primer on the lids, I wouldn't use it all over my eyes, and for an inner corner highlight. You could probably use it as a single shade, because when I applied it, let me get this one out. Because when I applied this shade by itself on the lid, it looked very nice. You can probably just use it by itself, but then again, you do need to kind of set it with a powder, because I think it will crease. So technically, you're spending $75 on 3 shades. You can use it however you like, and then a cream where you can only use it one or two ways. That's just from what I'm seeing. But I have to say, they blend it up very nicely. It's not, you know, bleeding into each other. I do like this color story, very pretty. I also like this color story, and in my last Nordstrom haul, I was wearing this eyeshadow quad in that video. But for me, I think these are the only 2 quads I'm gonna get from Clé de Peau. Unless, you know, the holiday collection, it's different, and maybe the case will come with it, and hopefully it's not that much. But I think for now, I'm good with these 2 shades. If I had to choose between the YSL or the Clé de Peau, YSL hands down. Hands down. Again, that's just my opinion. That's what I would do, and that's what I did. Because I went ahead and bought all but one of the new eyeshadow quads from YSL, and only 2 out of 12 eyeshadow quads from Clé de Peau. I will get some use out of them, and again, I'm okay with it being in this little plastic case. It's easier to travel with, it is protected, but it doesn't have that luxury feel to it, I have to admit. Again, this is just my opinion, take it as you will, but I think if you want a luxury eyeshadow brand, I would prefer the YSL more than the Clé de Peau. I do love the Clé de Peau product. I love the foundation, love the concealer, love the luminizers, love their lipsticks too. But with the eyeshadow quads, I think I'm good with these two. Well, alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this video of me trying on 2 of the 12 new eyeshadow quads from Clé de Peau. I sure do hope that this was helpful and that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.